Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Hope you're having an awesome day. Thanks for taking some time every day to hang out with me. Today's video, we had the Tribe Beauty Box unboxing for October 2020. I will leave my Tribe playlist to watch previous unboxings. And if you haven't already, please subscribe and give this video a like. Let's get unboxing. Tribe Beauty Box is $35 a month. It is bi-monthly. You get 5 to 7 full-size items. Each box retails for over $100. And in this box, we see a lot of women-owned brands and indie brands. I do have an affiliate code with Tribe Beauty Box. You can use code ayyyeeeitsamanda for 10% off. I do make commission off that code. It helps me invest back into my channel. For October, we got 5 items, and there are also some variations to this month's box. The first variation, you could have either received the Gerard Cosmetics Defense Anti-Pollution Palette that retails for $34, or the LA Splash Classic Horror Eyeshadow Palette that retails for $27. Tribe also sent out an email for choice, and this is the one I ended up with because the LA Splash palette went like that. I was on the fence about which one do I want. I am a little sad because I just received my first product from LA Splash in another box, and I was very excited for that. So now I'm like, oh, I kind of wish I had the eyeshadow palette as well. And it might be because we see Pure a lot in subscription boxes, notoriously of BOXYCHARM. So I do have kind of resentment towards Pure just because their eyeshadows are just okay. They're not like this mind-blowing formula, except maybe the Raw Beauty Christie eyeshadow palette, which I did pick up and I haven't used it yet. And that's the only time I've ever gone on my way to buy Pure, was to support Raw Beauty Christie, and I was just so excited for her. Thought that the eyeshadow palette was gorgeous, but all the other Pure products that I have are definitely from subscription boxes. I already did go on ahead and check my palette because I ended up with a busted shade, Just My Luck, and I tried putting it back together, but you can definitely see there is a dip to it. Usually I would have emailed and said, hey, can you send me out a replacement? But the fact that it was Pure, I was just like, whatever. And I know that sounds terrible. This is what the inside of the palette looks like. Maybe this color story will change my mind after we do some swatches, but it just looks very boring to me. It's not even the fact that it's cool tone, it's just the color story just does not excite me at all. The most exciting shade I think is this silver. Even the purple looks pretty dull. Maybe that's what it is. The palette just looks dull. I don't mean to shit on Pure. It's just one of those brands that I just do not get excited for because we see them so much in boxes. This is the top row. I don't see any names for this palette. And this is the top row swatch. I know it went like a little wonky. Promise you, I did not mean to do it on purpose to purposely like sabotage this. And I am impressed with the repress shade. Hopefully that's the shade that it's supposed to be, unless if it went a little bit darker due to the rubbing alcohol, but I think it seemed to repress just fine. Middle row. Okay, so the middle row is very interesting because they all felt the same on the touch, but the first 2 shades seem to be thicker and there's pretty much pigment all the way through to like where I stopped swiping. And then the last 2 shades felt a lot thinner and they only made it like 3/4 of the way. Something worth noting that they might be maybe topper shades, better for like the inner corners or halo looks, might be better applied using your finger than a brush. Bottom row. And this is the entire palette swatched. I will have to say, this black shade definitely took me by surprise. Look how rich and pigmented that it is. I think out of all the shades, this last row has my attention a little bit more. They're just like more exciting, bold shades for me. Still a little shook on this black. It's like, am I gonna eat my words about Pure that I said prior to swatching? Just because it's always nice to have a nice matte black in your eyeshadow palettes. And I know for me, when I do more of like my crazy off the wall looks, I'm gonna need more and more black shadows. Sadly, my go-to shade Shady in my Life's a Drag palette is going to hit pan soon. I can feel it. So I am trying to find a shade that will take its place. Could be a good contender for that. I just don't find this palette that cohesive. There's definitely an imbalance between shimmer shades and matte shades. I feel like you're gonna even struggle just creating a smoky eye. I don't really have those gray mattes to really counter that before I go in hard with the shimmers. Even if I wanted like a neutral look, I don't have a nice neutral shimmer shade to complement it. I feel like it just bounces around all over the place. Like I get my neutral mattes, I get my smoky eye shimmers. There's really nothing in between. So to get the most out of this palette, I see myself reaching for other palettes to grab. It's something that I don't always do, except for when I am using my face as a canvas and I'm drawing something on it. I think that this shade for me is the saving grace of this palette. Next, by Gerard Cosmetics, we have the Clean Canvas Eye Concealer in Base that retails for $22. This is the second box this month I've seen Gerard Cosmetics in, so it is very exciting, and this is a product that I don't own yet and I've been dying to try. I'm almost afraid to hold this up, and this is what it looks like. I think Gerard Cosmetics recently just expanded on this line as well, so that there are multiple different shades. The shade that I received is Fair. This looks super thick, almost thicker than my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer that I will use from time to time on my eyes. So I want to see how it compares to that, as well as my Fenty primer, which has been my go-to lately for eye looks. Next, by the brand Earth Harbor, this is the Helios Anti-Pollution Youth Ampoule that retails for $48. This targets the concerns of pollution control, fine lines, wrinkles, after sun, and stressed skin. Stressed skin right here. This is a brand that we saw in the Box by Fashionista, and it's also been heavily in the BOXYCHARM add-ons. And this is what the component looks like. I'm very curious to see how this pans out because I haven't used many ampoules in my routine. It feels super oily, and I don't think one drop is going to be enough to cover my whole face. It's soaked right in. And it has a little bit of that greasy residue, but overall my hand does feel a lot smoother. This is a product I look forward to incorporating into my skincare routine. Hopefully we'll be able to see a difference with the fine lines. In denial about getting a little bit older. So the wrinkles are definitely trying to make their appearance, so that is something that I will be able to notice if this is helping, as well as the appearance of the pores. Next, by Suva Beauty, we have a liquid lipstick. The shade that we received is Illusionist. This is what Illusionist looks like. I previously owned a Suva Beauty liquid lipstick. It was a more vampy shade and it made me so sad because it was patchy. No matter how many times I would layer on the lipstick, it would still end up patchy. I'm hoping that it was just because of the vampy shade, and I know that those can be a lot harder to formulate. So I'm hoping that this shade, we won't have that case, because I actually really enjoyed how long lasting the formula was. It just was patchy, patchy, patchy. And this is what Illusionist looks like, and it is gorgeous. I'm hoping that just because of like the weird angle I was at the doe foot, that's why there appears to be patchiness, and that it won't be on the lips. Looks like it's gonna be one of those lipstick shades, hard to get off your lips too. See a little bit of staining on my wrist. And then the last product was also a variation. We could have received the LA Splash Lumos Liquid Metallic Duo, which retails for $18, and that's what I received. Or you could have got the Patchology Rejuvenating Eye Gels Patch Single that retails for $15. So even though I did not get that LA Splash palette, hopefully this liner is fun to use. This is fun. This is what one end of the eyeliner looks like. And that is the felt tip swatched. And the felt tip is thick. This is very exciting for me. I don't know how much use I will get on the pink glittery side. It is absolutely stunning. I can't stop looking at its duochrome shift. It's blue, it's pink, it's blue, it's pink, like ADD off the wall right now. And then the felt tip, I'm starting to see a little bit of bleeding. I hope that's not the case. I hope it's because I did swatch it on top of that ampoule and that it won't actually bleed on my eyelids. Overall, I think even despite the pure palette, I really did enjoy the products that we received. The only thing keeping this alive for me right now is that black shade, but of course, we only did swatches of the palette, and to give it a true fair chance would be applying it on the eyes. I'm very stoked for this eyeliner duo. Even though I really don't use many colorful eyeliners, I thought that the duochrome eyeliner shade was absolutely stunning. The felt tip, I do have some concerns because we saw some bleeding on the swatch, but then again, it was just applied on my hand and not on my eyelids where it should be. The Suva liquid lipstick does seem promising. It was a gorgeous shade, but in the past, when I have used a Suva lipstick, it was pretty patchy, and I'm hoping that won't be the case for this shade. I'm curious to see how this product from Earth Harbor is going to incorporate in my skincare routine. And then I'm very excited to try the Gerard Cosmetics Eye Base. It has been a product on my radar for some time now, so I'm excited to see how it might work out with the pure palette. Maybe it could be a match made in heaven. I would love to know, do you guys get Tribe Beauty Box? Which variation did you get? Did you get the Patchology or the LA Splash palette? How did those work out for you? And if you got the same variation as me, let me know how the products work out for you in the comments below. I would love to know any tips and tricks to help make these products work. And are you guys looking forward to December's box? I hope that December's box ends in a high note. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and if you don't, I appreciate your view anyways, and I'll see you in the next video.